Alright everyone, welcome back to Joe Man's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's a video that's really been a long time in the making. For those of us who can't afford to buy 2, 3, 4 A cameras, I think that the A camera that we do buy, we should take a lot of time to think about and use before reviewing it. And I've had my Nikon Z6 now for just over a year, and I think that this is the perfect time for me to get into the things that I love about this camera. And since then I've been using it for client shoots, street photography, and all of my reviews I do on this channel. And I'd have to say that overall I've had a great experience using it. And today we're going to talk about the 5 things I love the most about the Z6. As a Nikon user, we're not really loved by many. Sam Newton put out a video a little while ago that was really quite funny, but it really is the perception that a lot of people have of Nikon at this stage. Cue clip now.
No, she shoots on Nikon. Oh no, no, she shoots on Nikon. Oh God, no.
And before I get into why I like Nikon, definitely subscribe to Sam's channel. He's got lots of cool stuff. He's very innovative, and I think out of all the creators I follow these days, he's one of my favorites. But the weird thing about the timing of shooting this intro is I've actually already gone out and shot the whole thing, and there was a couple things that I missed. One thing that I really do love is the built-in time-lapse function. If you're a perfectionist, obviously it's got interval shooting, and you can stitch together your own time-lapse if you want to go frame by frame. I'm lazy, and I like to have as many things automated as I can, and as such, the Z6 does that, so I can just set a time. It's very simple, and it will just stitch the time lapse together. But I think that's enough of me using an excessive studio mic to compensate for my low quality cell phone footage. Let's get out to the mean streets of Calgary and let's see whether the Nikon Z6 could be a great option for you. Let's go. Boom. So I reckon this is probably as good of a spot of any to talk about this camera. The 5 things I do like. And you might be wondering why I'm so low to the ground right now. It's because my fiance decided that tonight was the best night for her to shoot some TikTok videos, and I get excited when she gets into my camera gear and wants to use my camera gear, so that was kind of cool. So let's get into 5 reasons why you might want to buy a Nikon Z6 in 2022. The first one, the cost. One of the best things about Nikon cameras, at least in terms of the Z6 and Z7, is you can actually get the bodies used pretty cheap on eBay. And that's what I did with mine. Back when I bought mine about a year and a half ago, so that would be right around the end of 2020, I got it for right around $1,000 Canadian, used obviously, but you know, that's pretty good. I think that's a really reasonable price for a full frame camera that shoots 4K, and it shoots 4K in full frame, right? So you're not having to crop in or punch in or anything like that. So that's number 1. Let's get to number 2. The ergonomics. The buttons are super accessible, both for the custom buttons on the front and also the beefy front right grip is really great. For someone like me that's got U10s, you know, it's really nice to have something bigger to hold on to. Obviously, if you're wanting a smaller form factor, this isn't the camera for you, but I find that this is really easy to get my meaty hands onto. Let's go to number 3. And reason number 5 is I love Nikon color science. As someone that's coming from a Fuji system where like the color science is amazing and you get really filmic looks with most of your photos, I find that the color profiles that are built into the Nikon are great and actually very accessible in the menu system. I find that some cameras, like the Sony for instance, the menu system is not very intuitive, and with the Nikon, that's not the case. And let's just keep rolling some footage and photos that I get with this camera, just walking around, no gimbal, no tripod. Let's go. Alright, so I think we'll leave the video there. I would definitely say that Nikon definitely does get a lot of shit from other people that it probably shouldn't. I think that, yes, historically Nikon dominated the DSLR space, and, you know, they had a little bit of ground to catch up in the mirrorless area. Definitely for sure they were a bit behind, but I still think it's a very usable A camera. I think you get great stuff out of it. It's full frame, it looks great. And I've never had any complaints from any of my clients. And yes, I've used this camera for client shoots. So Would I say it's usable in 2022? Definitely, for sure. Consider buying it. It's not a potato with a lens stuck in it. It's pretty great, and if you got big hands, definitely very usable. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views, do it for yourself. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you in the next one.